Welcome to the DJNTV Chill Room Chat, your space to unwind and talk shop. This episode is sponsored by MadeByDJs.com, innovative tools designed specifically by DJs for DJs. DJEventPlanner.com, the industry standard for streamlining your business and booking faster. And DJRequests.com, the easiest way to manage your dance floor's vibe in real time. Support the show by using our Amazon affiliate link at djntv.com/Amazon. Now, let's get into the mix.
And the cat's got. We'll get our composure. Hi guys, welcome to hang. What's that?
Buddy's still coughing over there, so.
Oh, okay. And welcome to hanging on Monday nights. We've got a show topic that Buddy was talking about. Some of the other guys have seen the topic pop up about not feeding your vendors. Tell us more, Buddy. What happened?
It was in one of the wedding forums, and now it's spreading to all the DJ area. And basically, it's a sign that says, do not feed your vendors. And the article was, with it was very interesting because they're basically saying that vendors, you're already paying them for the night, which again, I agree with. You know, you are paying them for the night, and that you should not feed vendors. And basically, it said stop feeding vendors. Vendors at events should stop expecting food. Decorators, MC, DJs, caterers, photographers, videographers, ushers, servers, bakers, bouncers, or any other vendor. Charge for your feeding when you given a price quotation. Imagine feeding you and all your workers. What then is left for the guest?
All right.
Vendors should sort themselves out.
Jay is not here, so I'll just tell you what Jay would say right now. I never eat at my events. The end. I have spoken. That's what Jay would have said. So we can move on and talk about what's really happening here. Now, in Jay's defense, he does relatively short gigs compared to most of us in the Midwest. So if I'm on site from 11 in the morning until 1 the following morning, I'm there for 13 hours. I could bring a lunch, but most of the time they offer food. They offer it. And it's usually not a sit-down thing. It's a buffet thing. They want to feed you. I think it's a cultural thing here. And sometimes I eat, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends. But I don't know. I was in a situation one time that I'll just share real quick. I did this event, and it was at a really nice place. And they made a big deal about, we're getting you a vendor meal. I said, well, okay, well, you don't need to do that, but fine. And they were eating, whatever, lobster tails or whatever. And they put me in this back room, and they gave me a soggy gas station sandwich that was so gross I wouldn't eat it. And they would have been better off just not offering me the soggy sandwich. It was gross. But I don't know. Anybody got anything on this?
Well, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. If you're going to be there from a long period of time, definitely, they should feed you at some point. But if I'm just doing like a reception, I always grab a burger on the way.
Sure, yeah.
Eat that. But then in my backpack, I keep, some granola bars, trail mix, or something, and a bottle of water in case I get hungry a little bit. Because sometimes, when you get out of there, some of the restaurant and fast food places are closed.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So, if you get out of there like at 12 o'clock at night, you might not be able to find, something open.
No, your choices are limited. You might just be getting a soggy gas station burger,
Exactly.
Sandwich.
So we're back to, like Brian said, I'm eating a soggy gas station burger.
You got yours in the afternoon. Oh, joy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so, I don't expect to eat. If they offer it to me, cool.
Right.
But I always eat something before I get there, and I have something to snack on while I'm there to help get me through. So
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a key word to it is the expectation. It's like, well, I expect food. You shouldn't really.
That's a
Yeah.
weird one.
You know,
Right.
it's
That I think is
buffet
bizarre.
style. It's fine. Usually, you talk to the bride and groom ahead of time. Let all the tables go, and they're like, "Go ahead and get yourself something," you know. Or
Mhm.
I'll wait till everybody's done. Sometimes they say go first, so you'll be done by the time
Yeah.
everyone else. But I don't want to be the seen as the first person at the buffet line either. Like, oh, look at the help. Couldn't remember to bring a sandwich, right?
But here's a caveat to that, John. A lot of wedding coordinators, including Tracy and others, want to feed the vendors first. They want to get the couple up there and the head table, but they want the photographer, videographer, DJ, anyone to eat up there before a lot of the other guests.
Oh, you're
Bec-
right. That does happen, and I've been in those situations where they'll pull everybody aside and they'll take you to another room and you sit with the photographer and the videographer, and it's usually during the tail end of cocktail when they just come in for dinner before anything's going on. You get maybe 30 minutes to call your own, and like your plates are ready. They did, and I'm like, we have a plate? Like I didn't know. It's just what they
Right.
did. So you get a DJ, the camera guy, the video guy. Sometimes the efficient is there with us if they're not seated at a table. Just it's the collection of everybody who's fringe that needs to be there to make the day
Yeah.
happen, and the coordinator. But again, the expectation, assume you're not going to get anything and be prepared. Pack your
Right.
bag, have something with you, crackers, little Ziploc bag of
String
pretzels, goldfish,
cheese,
something,
whatever. Yeah.
beef jerky sticks, whatever, anything, just and
Yeah.
bottles of water because you don't know that you're going to get it. You can't always guarantee, and sometimes the timeline goes so out of kilter. The time that they would have given you to eat is now spent, and you don't get to do what you want. And the last thing you want to be is seen as eating behind the booth. You're trying to come up and say something on the mic and finish your Salisbury steak or whatever. It's
Well, see, I do take issue with that. So when okay, first of all, I want to talk culture because we have it here, and we got a lot of Latin culture. We got a lot of German culture, Polish culture, especially the Latin culture. I can tell you how Latin parties work. And I just had one. They get more food than they need because people are going to bring someone along who wasn't invited, so they need extras. When Blanca cooks, there's extra arroz con gandules, there's extra rice, there's extra stuff because someone might come by. That's just the culture. So sometimes they have an excess of food and they want to feed you. It's a thing. I don't know if it's a power move or what it is, but they want to make sure everyone's fed. It's a nurturing thing. So to refuse it is kind of rude. But when it comes to when to eat, the way things are usually structured here, we'll do a grand entrance and then people will sit down and eat food. What some places want to do is have me go after everyone else is gone. Well, you know what? I'm busy because I'm being a mic tech for toasts and speeches. I can't be away from the booth. So if I'm going to eat, I need to eat right after the wedding party. And I typically do bring the plate right behind the booth because I never know when someone's going to come up and say, can you make an announcement or need something from me, music wise, back end wise, whatever. So I'm always on the station. But if they insist I eat, I'm eating it there.
true. You don't want to be away from your post if something is called to necessity and you're not present to deal
Right.
with it. It's a bad look,
It is a very bad look. And I usually, by the way, eat like a prisoner.
Mm.
I'll just get enough to sustain myself,
Yeah.
eat it very quickly, and get on with my life. So there is a time limit on this stuff.
The one thing is that Brian, with any event, again, when a couple wants to give you food, if they're paying for it, they're paying for a vendor meal or a regular meal. And again, I know some DJs who have in their contract that they must get the same meal as the
Right.
guests. And I know there's venues that here in Chicagoland that they will not give you the same food. They have vendor meals, and you'll get a vendor meal if the couple decide to do that.
Right.
But I will tell you this: this is going back a few years, and unfortunately, the venue is not around anymore. And I think that some of the decisions that they made is the reason why. But
Okay.
couple paid for Tracy and I to have food, and usually we tell people don't worry about it. I'm a fat guy. I'm
Right.
not gonna waste away.
Not right, you're a fat guy, but right, I agree with you.
I'm not going to waste away. I'm not there to eat. I'm there to work. Give me some
Yeah.
water, give me some pop. I'm good. And the funny thing is, I was sitting, I was sitting for a second or two, and I heard it was during dinner, and I heard the server over to my left, and I looked over, and he's got salad. He's walking toward our table, the DJ area, and the owner stopped him and asked him, "What the heck are you doing?" And I heard the server go, basically, yeah, I'm going to give them the salad. And he's like, "Don't you dare give my money away. They're vendors. They get nothing. Take that salad, go put it on the tables." And I was like, "Wow!" So we got nothing. Again, the couple's like, "No, we want to feed you. We got to feed you. We got to feed you." So a few weeks later, when we got a chance to talk to the couple again, we were talking to them, and we were like, "Hey, just to let you know, this venue, you said you paid for meals. We never got anything because the owner actually stopped the server from bringing anything to our table." So you have places like that, venues like that look at it as, vendors as, I guess, like leeches, I guess you've thought. But it's one of the things that, when you are doing a wedding, you are there, like you said, Brian, we're there at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and
Yeah.
maybe leaving at 1 o'clock in the morning. We may be getting there at 11 o'clock in the morning and leaving at 1 o'clock in the morning, especially with ceremonies and everything else going on and multiple setups. It's one of the things that I try to make sure my staff, we have a couple of employees with us, and Tracy get taken care of. And I tease Tracy once in a while. I'm like, maybe we should order a pizza. Maybe we should order,
Ah,
Uber Eats or something
yeah.
to the wedding. She's like, "Don't you dare. That would embarrass us." I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "We're telling people not to feed us. We can be self-sufficient." But it's one of the things I would say that whoever posted this, it's dead wrong. If a vendor, should a vendor eat? Yes. Should a vendor eat the same thing as everyone else? Sure. But if not, at least something, something nice, more than a wet, damp sandwich, which I've run into that before. That photographer told Tracy, and Tracy agreed that it was a dry but yet damp sandwich that they
Yeah.
had, and I didn't eat it. It was, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not
It's
touching it.
not even
But
edible.
yeah, it's like, yeah,
It's a waste of
no.
everyone's money.
Yeah, it's like as I heard before, people reviewing food saying it's like chewing on a wet mattress, which I don't know what wet mattress is like chewing on, but I can only
Right.
imagine that's what the sandwich was like. It's just disheartening when I hear people like, "Don't give vendors this." It's like telling vendors, and I've been to venues that sometimes I don't drink. I don't have my staff drink. We're not, I don't allow anyone to drink. But again, water, pop, or soft drinks for the rest of the world. That's not Chicago. Um, something simple like that. But I've had venues say no, nothing to drink, and
That's
it's
odd.
like, really?
That's
I'm like,
odd.
I'm just not asking for alcohol. I'm asking
Yeah.
for water, nothing
Up
That's,
crazy.
that's,
here,
that's an
yeah,
old practice,
it
If
is.
a
It's kind
couple
of old
paid the
school.
paid the event hall space to see that you got fed, and then the owner gets in the middle of it saying, "No,
That's
it's like we
yeah.
paid for this. Like, what are you
That's
talking
some
about?"
goofy micromanaging right there that
It
they
is.
probably
That's
should stay out of.
right.
But
What you call it earlier? Power move, but in the
it
wrong
is.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's got more control in
Well,
the place? The owner says
I had a
no. It's
venue.
no.
I have had a couple of times venues that want to charge us for
Mm.
like $7-8 for a 12-ounce glass of Coca-Cola, or
I've been in that situation before too.
yeah. It's like,
Hmm.
what? I'm a
Yeah.
vendor.
It's
I'm
like,
here working with
whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a minute. Really? Okay. But hey, look, I'll say this. If I was doing 4 or 5 hour events, absolutely down. I mean, when I first started doing weddings, we would load in and set up during dinner. So there was no food involved. And then afterwards we hit the Burger King drive-through, hungry, whatever. Denny's if it was, one of them kind of nights.
Mhm.
So I didn't expect it. But then when you're there for dinner and you're there for cocktail and you're there for ceremony and you're going to be there until midnight, I think it's in the if this is what's happening, if you're going to have the vendor tied up all day and all night, it's probably in the client's best interest to make sure they're nourished and sharp. You don't have to give them a meal that's going to put them to sleep, but just something. And I don't know if I think you guys all experience this. I call it beer pizza. So they'll bring in like a
Yeah.
snack at 10 o'clock.
Mhm.
Sometimes I won't eat. I'm like, I didn't have time. Did you eat something? No, I was, but thank you. I'm good. But when the beer pizza comes out, I'll grab a slice of that, you know. Sometimes I'll do that just because I'm hungry.
Yeah, seen that a few times. They get
Yeah.
20 or 30 pizzas come in all of a sudden, so everyone's got something to at least munch on before they go home because they ate at 6 and they've been dancing and drinking.
Drinking.
Now it's 10, 11. It's
Right.
like, yeah,
You
you
know,
need something before we roll you out the door. So
Yeah.
Going back
That's
to
a
late
pizza.
night food, after a gig, and you said Burger King, some restaurants are open 24/7. The Raising Cane's is a famous one, but
You.
I always hear from my friends in Wisconsin, and I haven't heard from you, Brian, but Quick Trip, I guess their kitchen's open all night long, and you can go
Well,
anytime
it's
and get Quick Trip.
I calling it a kitchen is probably pretty generous. The place where they prepare the stuff they put under heat lamps may be operational late, but it's not exactly a kitchen. It's they have what they have under the heat lamps in
Hey,
the hot dog
roller grills
rollers
work
and
sometimes. Those hot dogs off the roller grills,
uh,
they work sometimes.
yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
a I'm
at
not
baseball games, but not, not after I've been
right.
gotta get
DJing
one
all
that's
night.
less than 200 rotations. Anything more than that, the dog's been
Yeah.
on too long.
Right.
I think it's weird to hardline anything personally. To say you should or shouldn't do this or that is odd, but it gets the attention, and we're giving it the attention tonight. I don't think there should be absolute rules on this stuff. It just depends, you know. But that's me.
Well,
I
I
don't
think the
know.
only absolute is just showing up and doing a good job, wherever your
Of
vendor job
course,
is.
of
If you're a
course,
photographer, videographer, or DJ like us.
of course. I've got this thing where if I eat too much, I'm just going to take a nap. So I eat very light whenever I grab anything. I mean, for whatever meal, uh, I'm not eating a lot. I'm not a big eater. I can't because unless I'm going to eat and know I can take a nap like it's Thanksgiving in front of the TV, then I'll do
But
it.
Yeah.
I will say this, and we've all been to multiple venues over and over again. Some venues you just don't want to eat at because you had the food there before, and you just be like, yeah, you know what?
I'm good.
I'll stick with this Pop
Yeah.
Tart that I got in my backpack. I
Yeah, I'm
mean,
not missing out on anything. I'm gonna
yeah.
just stick to my
The
brought it with me
Monster is
too.
very dry and
Uh-huh.
no flavor. The salt, pepper ain't gonna help it or nothing. So
For some
Mhm.
reason, there's onions in the mashed potatoes. No, we don't. No,
yeah,
yeah, we're good.
But if you're gonna
Yeah,
eat, you gotta eat. Like you're not doing like fried chicken wings or
no,
stuff you gotta pick up. No, I like really need food. Like, potatoes, things you can pick up with a fork, nothing that's gonna make you all covered in barbecue sauce or something like
well, think
right.
about me
it's like,
one-handed. I mean, don't
yeah.
give me a freaking thing I gotta cut with a knife. I need something that I
Yeah,
can just
you're going down the line, there's like spare ribs. There's like, I can't eat any of this. I can't touch that.
right.
Are you kidding?
It's always fun when you're. I don't know when you guys talk to couples, but when we talk to couples or final walkthrough a meeting, a lot of times they'll share what the meals are. Especially Tracy's being the coordinator, because sometimes they'll have their place cards have a dot on there, a green dot for vegetables, and
Yeah,
red dot means meat, and yellow means fish or chicken or whatever, and they'll tell us their menus, and it's like, wow, this is pretty pretty elaborate. A lot of filet, a lot of exotic foods, but I also like, again, like you said before, the late night snacks. Uh,
I don't mind that at
it's
all.
always cool, especially if they have. I've had a few times where they had food trucks come to late night and have
Yeah,
Chicago hot
hmm
dogs and stuff like that. It's like,
taco
hey, give
truck,
me a pizza
whatever.
puff
Yeah,
and have some fries. That's fine. Um,
sure.
it's one of the things that's great, but again, I'm very much of favor that they should treat the vendors with respect, but the vendors should also treat the venue with respect and honor them. If the venue says no, we're not going to feed you or whatever, fine, great, no problem. But you should be self-sufficient, and you should be able to take care of yourself, even if you got to order that pizza and have it delivered. Fine and great.
Have you ever had it where the venue has asked you to eat?
Yes,
I have too.
yes.
hmm
So, do you get a plate? It's like, no. Oh, there's plenty. What do you want? Like they want to hook you up.
The venue I was at this past weekend, I go to probably 5 times a year, not far from the Illinois-Wisconsin border. The first time we were there, the owner, they have a buffet, and he comes up to us, Jerry, and he goes, "Did you guys eat?" And we're like, "No, we'll get in a little bit, because we're not like, again, we're let the people eat and stuff." And
Sure.
then about 15 minutes later, he comes over. He goes, "Did you guys eat yet?" I'm like, no. He's like, "Was my food not good enough?" And it's like,
Right.
It's like no. And Tracy went over there, so now we know if we go there, if he doesn't at least see one of us eating something, he gets. I can't say angry. He's like, "Come on now, come on. I known you for years now. You got to eat. It's like family."
Yeah. There are some places that are like that, especially in the Midwest. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the country, but the family wants to feed you or the venue wants to feed you.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you don't take it, you're being rude.
Well, I've had bride and grooms come up at the very end, say, "Please take some of this home with you." Like,
Right.
It's like you get the staples, right? There's going to be meatballs with a ziti and a red sauce. There's going to be chicken, broccoli, ziti in another pan. Then they're like scooping it into containers. Like, "Please take some of this home. There's so much. Please take some home."
Usually at least once a year, I'm bringing home these huge, like catering trays full of cupcakes.
Oh, even better.
Like, somebody please take these Wait, do you want cupcakes? I'm like, dude, they
Like
won't
all of
last
them?
long in my house.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Blanca and Luis will just inhale those things. They'll last maybe a day or two.
You might get in the door with them.
Right.
It won't make it to the table.
I'll have one or two. They'll eat the rest. They like their snacks. So there's it really just depends. It depends. The hard line, I think is goofy.
You got to feel it out. Do what's right in the situation. Don't make a big deal if they don't or they can't or they won't.
Right.
But if they do, be gracious. Say thank you. I appreciate that, and try to schedule it at a time that's not going to interfere with your day or their timeline.
I'll have it with the planning meetings a lot where I'm saying, "Well, we're feeding you. What do you want? Do you want the chicken, the steak, or the fish?" I'm like, "Oh, wow. Hey, look, I really appreciate that. You don't have to. No. We want to feed you. What can we get you? And then you pick something. That happens too. It's a big deal to these folks. Especially the smaller weddings. I think some people have the attitude where they want everyone to just be comfortable, and they want to like kind of consider everybody a friend. There's something about just nourishing somebody. There's something about that's it's kind of intimate, really, when you think about it. To feed someone, it's kind of a cool thing. That's first dates a lot. It's a meal, it's a big deal. And for a family to want to feed you means they're kind of welcoming you in and letting you be a part of them because you were really a part of them that night. So that's kind of a big deal in some cultures. I don't know.
We're a big part of the big picture. Absolutely.
So I guess if we're gigging in Milwaukee area and it's late night, we can always go by Brian's house and Brian can feed us then,
If I got food.
There you go.
Funny you're coming. I'll have something ready for you. I can barely find something in this house half the time. Shoot. But I'm sure Damon experiences that too.
Big time.
There's certain cultures that they want to feed you. I don't think I've ever done a black party where they weren't like, "Eat this."
No. It's always better to have more food than not enough. So
yeah. But that's the thing. It's the same thing. People are going to show up that weren't invited. You want to make sure they eat. There's extra food.
Yep.
Always extra food.
Well, somebody knows we're talking about food. You say the word food too many times. Like, what?
Yeah. Well, tell that kitty there's no bacon available.
No bacon. You get a
no lasagna.
Yeah. No lasagna.
Hit the bricks, Garfield.
Well, John Cat's like the bacon, so
yeah.
I think we're about time, so we'll go ahead and put a fork in it. Since we're talking about food, we'll put a fork in it.
Yeah. Kidding.
So we'll see you next time. We're doing a show tomorrow. We'll be here for the music show tomorrow night, or whenever you happen to see this uploaded. So we'll see you then. Take care, everybody.
And if you see me at Denny's, say hi.
See you at Baskin Robbins. We're gonna see you. Freaking Dairy Queen.
All right.